Chuck Todd is NBC's political director and moderator of Meet the Press. Chuck, good morning. I think you're going to need 2 hours this morning based just on what we heard in Kelly O'Donnell's piece right there. There's a lot going on. Let's start with this COVID package. Finally, it looks like going to be passed today, at least a vote today. $900 billion. The first CARES Act was signed into law by President Trump back on March 27th. So we've gone 9 months here. The question is, yes, good news, but what took Congress so long here?
Look, it took long because things are even more polarized and things are even more partisan. And I really think there's starting to be fatigue with how Congress is run by these four leaders on both sides of the aisle. I mean, you heard multiple members of Congress complaining over the last 48 hours how nobody really knew what was going on with the negotiation. Nobody really knew what was in the deal except four people: McConnell, Pelosi, Schumer, and McCarthy, the four leaders of the conferences of the House and the Senate. And I do think, look, every other December Congress functions. That's it. Right? The December of the even-numbered year after the election, when that Congress is about to recess permanently, they finally are able to do something. That's what we saw again. It's the only time Congress works. That's the problem, Willie.
Yeah, nothing like a holiday deadline to motivate Congress. So, Chuck, let's talk about what's going on right now in the White House. Kelly just reported on that Oval Office meeting on Friday. President Trump now seeking the counsel of fringe attorneys like Sidney Powell, his disgraced former national security advisor, General Michael Flynn, calling for martial law. President Trump saying it's fake news that he's going to impose martial law. Is this what the next month is going to look like until Joe Biden is inaugurated?
It's hard to imagine that it's not going to look like this. I mean, I'm out of adjectives. I mean, Unhinged feels as if it doesn't even do it justice of what's actually happening in there. I mean, just consider that the president is engaging in this bizarre behavior with completely discredited people at this point at a time when there may be a cyber attack of war. Some people think what the Russians did is more than just espionage, that it escalated into an outright attack on the U.S. We passed over 300,000 dead. We basically have a 9/11 every day right now when it comes to the pandemic. And the President of the United States is engaging into this nonsense and really, apparently, wants a job that he doesn't want to do. And so that's what makes this so, I think, extra disturbing right now. Everything that is happening. Our country looks like it is, as far as the government is concerned, barely functioning. And this president is engaging in these unhinged conspiracy theories. This is a dire moment. Let's hope we get to January 20th.
The economic crisis, public health crisis, and cyber attack from Russia all sitting in front of the president. Doesn't appear to be doing a lot about any of them. Chuck, thanks so much. We'll look for much more this morning on a very busy Meet the Press when Chuck talks about the coronavirus crisis with incoming U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Vivek Murthy.